Honorable Chairperson, ambassadors, delegates, participants, volunteers, and MAU members, a very warm greetings to all of you at the completion of our MAU conference. Ambassadors, delegates, participants, volunteers, and MAU members, a very warm greetings to all of you at the completion of our MAU. Yeah, that was the reinforcement. Completion of our MAU conference, the theme, African Diaspora, Rethinking the Role of Africans, Afro-Descents from the Mother Continent 2022. On behalf of MAU, I would like to thank you all for a productive and a constructive participation. So our program for the closing ceremony begins now. First of all, I would like to invite Edna just to come over here and please sing an anthem.
Thank you very much. So, can we please all rise to sing together the African Union Anthem? So the words are displayed up there. And I have my own words. So please sing along when you can. Let us all unite and celebrate together the victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberty and unity. O sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the sky, let us make Africa the tree of life. Let us all unite and sing together to applaud the bones that frame our destiny. Let us dedicate ourselves to fight together for lasting peace and justice on earth. O sons Sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the sky. Let us make Africa the tree of life. Let us all unite and toil together to give the best we have to Africa, the cradle of mankind and fount of culture, our pride and hope at break of dawn. O sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the sky. Let us make Africa the tree of life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for a beautiful national anthem. Now I would like to invite the co-founder, Mr. Hamza, please come over here so we can say thanks to you.
First of all, I would like to thank the whole BAYMAU team. Why to thank the whole BAYMAU team? Because when we, it was quite easy to start BAYMAU as an association. It has been very challenging when we organized the first conference where His Excellency Dr. Hamad was also present. But I think the most difficult task that we had was to find the right persons who could make the association sustained. And if I could be invited by President Frank-Walter Steinmeier on the 30th of September to receive this distinction, it is because BAYMAU as association played a huge role in my life here at the University of Bayreuth, and also especially what the project Africa at School is concerned. So I would like really to take this opportunity to thank all of you, BAYMAU people. Thank you for everything. And I also brought what I got there. This is this one, this medal, and I think and actually this medal goes beyond my modest personality. I want to see it as a present for BAYMAU, for now, and also for other BAYMAU people who will join in the future. So thank you very, very much for everything.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite our Honorable Ambassador, Mr. Saleh, to please come over the stage and share your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much indeed, moderator. I'm not sure how much time I have, and I don't want to really overstay my time. So I will try to be brief, but let me begin by thanking the Chairperson, the Secretary General, and the entire team of MAU for inviting me to be part of this summit or this conference 2022. I bring you greetings from the African Union family in Addis Ababa, the Chairperson, and the entire members of the Union. And I'm quite honored that I have lived through the Corona and COVID-19 pandemic time to be present with you today. And I'm also quite honored to see new faces and to see old faces and to meet you all here today and for the last few days in this very beautiful city of Bayreuth, here in this beautiful country of Germany. The honor is not only to be part of the process, but in fact, the honor is also to listen and to learn from the conversations that took place in the committees. And it was an opportunity for me to share some of my views and I would say experience with you on how we can move together to build the Africa we want and the Africa we deserve. But to be brief, I want to leave you with a few messages. For me, since the beginning, the MAU was not really a platform for activism against a system or against policies that are in place. But for me, from the beginning, MAU was a foundation and a platform for an engagement, a conversation between South and North, and among South and South, and among North and North. So we can all, as human beings, unite against the challenges that we are currently facing and the challenges that we will be facing in the future. The current situation, the COVID-19 and the current situation between Ukraine and Russia, as we all know, made us to realize that we as human beings, black, white, green, yellow, or any color, cannot really live in isolation from each other. I always remember my professor who has taught me a lot, in fact, during my LLM degree in St. Thomas University in Florida, who happened to be a German professor. And he used to tell me, Salah, are you going to be happy to eat beans every day for 3 meals a day? I said, well, to be honest, Professor, I might find it exciting in the beginning, but certainly it will not be a pleasant thing to eat beans 3 meals a day every day. He said that is how you will feel if you isolate yourself from interacting from other people. So let's, in a simple word that were used by this professor, let's say that it is not really easy for us to isolate ourselves and not to interact with each other. The relationship between Europe and Africa is historical. It is very deep. It is not a story of a backyard of a house to a house, but in fact, it's a relationship between two continents. It's a relationship between two peoples, that they are neighbors, that they are family members, that they are friends, and that they are, in fact, supporting each other. So therefore, I see MAU as a platform for enhancing and strengthening that partnership between Africa and Europe. And that is why I'm always delighted to receive the invitation to come and participate in this fantastic conference, not only to meet new faces, but also to learn something new about how we can push forward this partnership between Africa and Europe. My second message is for those who are Africans and they are studying here in Germany or they are currently living in Europe. The African Union, as you know, has embarked for the last 10 years on the implementation of Agenda 2063. So this year, we are finalizing the first 10 years of the 50 years of the plan. So we are now in the phase of an evaluation of what has been done, and also to prepare for the next 10 years of the plan. And I invite you as an African and also those who are friends of Africa to assist us to prepare for the implementation of the second phase of the 10 years, the next 10 years. We need new ideas. We need new thoughts on how we can really move quickly and forward, and also move systematically with the implementation of the next 10 years of Agenda 2063. I'm saying this because I see only young men and women around the room here. And Africa is a young continent, as you know. Africa's population of 1.2 billion is composed of more than 65% of youth below the age of 35. So Africa is blessed not only with the natural resources that we have, but mainly with the youth that we have. So Africa's dividend, the real dividend, is the youth that we have. And that is why the AGA Secretariat that I have the honor of leading it within the African Union is focusing on youth and also on women. Because without the engagement of youth, without the empowerment of women, Africa will not be able to develop, and the new Africa that we all want will not be built. So that is why, as youth, I invite you to be part of this process from wherever you are. Share your ideas and your thoughts on how we can build the Africa we want. There is no time for us to lose hope. There is no time for us to say tomorrow is not going to come. There is no way that we could say tomorrow is not going to be better. Tomorrow for sure will be better. Tomorrow for sure will come. And tomorrow we will see the Africa that we all deserve and the Africa that we all want. My third message for our Africans, for those who are friends of Africa. As the anthem said, Africa is the cradle of mankind. We as Africans, we believe that you all belong to Africa. You were all originated in Africa as mankind. Africa is the place of birth, the birth of mankind. So please, from wherever you are today, we invite you to become a friend of Africa. Africa needs you, and the African people needs your knowledge and your help to build the Africa we want and the Africa we deserve. So also any ideas you have, any thoughts you have that can help Africa to be built and Africa to be developed, they are welcome. We as Africans decided to leave behind what happened in the past. The past is past. We learn from it. We learn from it, and we prepared ourselves for a better future. So please be part of the journey. Be part of the journey by also forgetting. You might not be able to forget the past, but at least forgive it. And let's try to reconcile as human beings so we can build the Africa we want. And by the way, Africa is the future. Africa is the future, and I'm not exaggerating. Now with all these crises that we are facing, Africa is the place where you can grow the crops we need. Africa is where you can find the gas you need, the oil you need, the timber you need, and the people and the youth that are needed to build a greater civilization and to continue building a greater civilization on earth. That is why this partnership is extremely important for us as Africans, so we can continue building the Africa we want, and also the Africa which is the future of the entire globe, the Africa that will be there to assist all mankind to sustain their life and living and well-being and welfare. And that is why we invite you to use the MAU conferences to learn more about Africa and the African Union, and to be part of the movement that is supportive of building the Africa we want. My last message This year, 2022, we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of the African Union. The African Union, as you all know, was declared in Sirte, Libya, on the 9th of September, 1999. That is why we call it 9/9/1999. The declaration was adopted at 9 o'clock in the morning on the 9th of September, which is the 9th month of the year in 1999. And because of that, we moved all of us to Durban to launch the union in 2002. So the real union was launched in 2002, but we kept the date of 9th September as the birth or the date for the birth of the union. So we are celebrating the 20th anniversary. And please, we invite you to visit the AU website to learn more about the African Union. Because once you learn more, you will be able to share information within your networks about the African Union. And that way, many Africans who are here, part of the diaspora, will also know about the African Union. So please, my message is learn more about the African Union so you can be an ambassador, an advocate on behalf of the African Union within the networks and the communities that you are living in and that you are part of. Africa is not far from here. For those who are interested, you are welcome to visit the African Union at any time. And we hope that this relationship between the African Union and MAU, Bayreuth, will flourish and enhance and also will become more than just a presentation that I deliver every time I come. It will be an engagement. It will be share of experiences and best practices. It will be a form of an internship or any other partnership that we can develop. But after all, for us, you are an asset, and we really need to benefit from you, from your ideas, from your thoughts, and from your experiences. The small you can give will assist in building the Africa we want and the Africa we deserve. Before I conclude, I wish to request you all to stand, if you don't mind. I know you are tired because yesterday you had a very busy night, but please applaud yourself for a very successful event. You deserve it. And you would agree with me that the organizers, all of them, without naming any of them, from the president to the secretary general to the team, they also deserve a round of applause. Last but not least, I want to assure you that Africa, the continent that has been called once the hopeless continent, will rise, and Africa will be built as we wish for it, as we want it, and as we deserve it. And you certainly should be part of the movement to build that Africa. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Saleh, for your delightful presence, motivational speech, and beautiful messages. Now, we'll move to our next step, and that is the first team for our Economic, Social, and Cultural Council. I would like to invite the chair, Kusa, here, please. And I would like to request Buni also to come over here.
Yeah, thank you everyone here. Thank you for this amazing conference, and also thank you on behalf, I think I can speak for them, they will agree with me, of the Association for the United Nations in Bayreuth. You're a great inspiration for us, and we are delighted to be able to take part in such a great conference, and that you welcomed our students and people who take the seminar so gratefully. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank the delegates for the fruitful work in the committee, and especially because it was rather a small one, and the delegates kept on keeping professional. They kept on integrating different perspectives, trying to find new solutions. And I think we have a great working paper now at the end. I can only encourage all participants to keep going with these conferences, to participate in Model African Union, Model United Nations, Model NATO, whatever you want. You will enhance your public speaking skills. You will learn from everybody, and others will learn from you. You will get to know new fantastic new people. Oh, sorry. And as we saw it at this conference, we met Georgians, we met Africans, we met Germans, we met Russians. Something I didn't expect to be, yeah, I expected to be diverse, but I didn't expect to see a Georgian here. But it was like that. And yeah, these are opportunities for people to get to know for your whole lifetime and to build lifelong friendships. Yeah. Thank you so much, and I would like to invite our best delegate for reading out the resolution here. Thank you so much.
Mr. Jekyll, just a minute, a delegate, just a minute. Before you just start reading the resolution, we would like to present certificate to the chairperson. Thank you very much. And we would like you to stay here for some time so you can present the certificates to your best delegate and the participants too. So now please, over to you.
Is it like this? Okay, cool. Okay, all right, so as the Economic, Social, and Cultural Council, we came up with the resolution in regard to the topic for the fight for restitution of art, possibilities of intervention from the perspective of the African diaspora. So I'll be going through it right now. So our sponsors for the resolution were the Republic of Mali, the Republic of Mozambique, and the Republic of Rwanda, and our signatory was the Republic of Ghana. The Economic, Social, and Cultural Council are deeply concerned with the lack of momentum in returning cultural property in most affected countries, such as the Republic of Cameroon, the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire, the Arab Republic of Egypt, the Gabonese Republic, the Republic of Zambia, and the Republic of Guinea. Acknowledging the perspective of the member states within the African Union on the urgent issue of returning indigenous cultural artifacts, including, but not limited to, artworks, masks, pottery, clothing, as defined in the AU's Agenda 2063. Convinced that the African diaspora as the sixth region, as defined by the AU, encompasses all individuals of immediate or remote African descent within various regions, including Brazil, Haiti, the United States of America, and many more. Having considered the importance of cooperation between Central Africa, Eastern Africa, Western Africa, noting the Republic of Mali and the Republic of Ghana, Northern Africa, Southern Africa, noting the Republic of Mozambique, and the African diaspora to advance restitution. Emphasizing the liability of colonial nation states such as Germany, France, and the United Kingdom for the damage and displacement caused by the illegal possession of original cultural crafts as violations of international law as defined in Res 5683 on the responsibility of states for internationally criminal acts. Recognizing the work of the Citizens and Diaspora Organization Directorate and the African Diaspora Network and United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Culture Organization, UNESCO, in promoting and progressing the restitution of art through programs including the UNESCO Intergovernmental Committee for Promoting the Return of Cultural Property to its countries of origin or its restitutions in case of illicit appropriation, ICPRCP. With this in mind, the Economic, Cultural, and Social Council recommends the following. Firstly, the ECOSOC calls upon the Assembly of the African Union and CEDAW, the Citizens and Diaspora Organizations Directorate, to further enhance their work towards optimal restitution through cooperation with civil society organizations in the field of African diaspora, such as Marbury Garvey Group of Pan-Africanism, Horizon Sans Frontières, Organisation des Femmes Africaines de la Diaspora, and many others. ECOSOC recommends the creation of a foreign African diasporic forum named the Kurudi Mission to implement and deliberate upon African original cultural art property worldwide. This will be sponsored and funded by UNESCO, CEDAW, and the African Diaspora Network. It will be engaged in ensuring the return of valuable African cultural artifacts within 5 years, to encourage heads of states to adopt relevant policies to cater the movement of property and invest in constructing decolonial museums for their storage, lobby Western European governments to facilitate and propel the restitution of African cultural artifacts, support Afro-diasporic organizations in coordinating civil performances and civic engagement in crucial regions relevant for the restitution of art, including in Western Europe. Simultaneously, the Kurundi mission will commit to securing the awareness and practice of rich African culture within Afro-diasporic communities. Moreover, ECOSOC renews its appeal to mutually beneficial approach towards collaboration between relevant stakeholders within the African Union and European Union in rightfully returning original culture artifacts. ECOSOC endorses the importance of tackling the legal repercussions linked with the criminal and violent possession of these original artifacts. Lastly, ECOSOC commends the promotion and the promising collaboration by member states, civil society organizations, and non-governmental organizations to accelerating the progress towards full restitution of original African cultural property.
I would request the chairperson to please hand over the certificate to the best delegate.
So I would ask all delegates of ECOSOC to come down to join us to receive the certificates. And furthermore, I would like everyone to applaud all the delegates of ECOSOC, because the resolution that has been read out is the work of all delegates that participated in the committee, and not everyone is present right now, but everyone that participated in the ECOSOC and is still present here, please come down and yeah, applaud them.
Please, you have to give it to the chair.
Yes, but I don't think everyone is still here.
Yeah, you can skip the names and then you can give whoever is here.
He's here, he's not here, he's here, okay. Let's the one that come down.
Okay, we will get it.
So please applaud Sabri Abdelhamid. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. Jeffrey Lumala. Chairperson Ingo, again, for the participation certificate. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to invite the chairperson for STC on migration, refugees, and IDPs. Please come over here.
Thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone. On behalf of the co-chair of the Specialized Technical Committee on Migration, Refugees, and Internally Displaced Persons, I would like to thank everyone, and especially the delegates of the AU member states who attended to the all-important matter of migration, intercontinental mobility, and the crisis of displacement that bedevils us today. The debates and interactions were profound, they were lively, impactful, and thought-provoking, leading to the draft resolution that will be presented to the House today. Please note that these delegates have represented the interests of their countries with fiery passion and a sense of duty. But beyond that, they have also displayed a sense of togetherness and the desire to partner with one another to achieve unity at a continental level. Honorable delegates from the STC on migration, refugees, and internally displaced persons, would you please rise and take a bow so that we acknowledge you? Thank you. Thank you very much. Today, the Model African Union requires us to decide which of you stands out compared to the others. We have, however, had difficulty in determining that because every one of you has performed and engaged your duties to your countries in an upstanding way. Ladies and gentlemen and everyone, I invite you to give a round of applause to these amazing diplomats. Yes, thank you for your hard work, your commitment, and dedication to the cause. I hope that the deliberations we have made and the knowledge that we have gained will be used beyond these walls and beyond today to contribute to creating better outcomes for Africa and beyond. Thank you so much. On behalf of the co-chair of this STC, I would like to present the award for the outstanding position papers. While every position paper was unique and presented core arguments and valid positions, this determination was made on two bases. One, coherence. Two, clarity in articulating the country's position, as well as the solutions that were preferred. To that effect, I would like to present these two delegates whose position papers met this matrix in a profound way. Please join me to applaud the delegation from Kenya and the delegation from Niger. So I will present your certificate to you. I will ask the delegation from Kenya to say just a brief word or two of thank you. And then the delegation from Niger will read the draft resolution for us. Thank you. Okay, yes. Thank you. Draft resolution. So Nicholas, a word or two.
Thank you all for coming. This is a bit spontaneous now. I did not know that I would have to speak here, and the suspense was kept quite successfully by our honorable chair. So I want to say thank you everyone for coming and participating and taking part in very fruitful and quite challenging discussions in some parts, and for this very interesting learning experience. We've learned a lot, both from each perspectives and also from our own personal standpoints. And I believe that we've seen very good challenges and having a maybe good idea for a new future that we can all have together, and to see how we can help and learn from each other always. Thank you.
Hey, hello everyone. I will try to keep this short because our resolution is 3 pages long, so maybe I will try to cut some things. to not bore you too much. Okay, thank you very much. So our Committee on Migration, Refugees and Internally Displaced Persons worked on the topic of the scope and challenges of the African Union passport and on its economic, social and political aspects for intercontinental movement. Sponsors are the Republic of Kenya, Republic of Niger, Republic of Uganda, and signatories, the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria, Republic of Angola, Republic of Cameroon, Republic of Madagascar, Republic of Sierra Leone, State of Libya, and the United Republic of Tanzania. Appreciating the aspiration for an integrated African continent under Agenda 2063 and the aim of free movement of persons, capital, goods, and services. Under the protocol to the treaty establishing the African Economic Community relating to the free movement of persons, right of residence, and right of establishment, the AU Free Movement Protocol. Bearing in mind that considerable progress has been made in the free movement of goods on the African continent under the African Continental Free Trade Area, but that the free movement of people still lags behind due to concerns about the impact of higher levels of immigration on the domestic economy, security, culture, and environment. Noting with concern the low level of digitalization impacting on successful performance of education and birth registration in light of the AU's commitment of universal birth registration by 2030. Fully aware of the challenges that come with implementing a common AU passport, taking into account the diversity of the African countries with unique social, political, economic, geographical, and ethnical structures, including the danger of lacking security due to less border control. Recognizing the existence of regional economic communities such as the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and the East African Community, EAC, with strong multilateral border opening agreements, but expressing the aspiration to come to an agreement spanning all AU member states. Bearing in mind Article 1.2 of the 1969 Organization of African Unity Convention governing the specific aspects of refugee problems in Africa and the legal framework for migrants and refugees by International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies that define the term refugee. So first, our STC recommends to the Assembly and member states of the African Union to take action in order to be prepared to roll out universal AU travel documents by 2030 by A, ensuring universal civil registration in this time frame. Second, by creating an AU-wide standard for civil registration and corresponding ID documents. Third, strengthening security across the African Union. And fourth, structuring the implementation process of the African Union passport. All these points have various sub-points that I will leave out for now, but everyone's very welcome to read it. And I will come to second. We further recommend to the Assembly of the African Union and the Pan-African Parliament to take action in order to secure social aspects by A, assessing existing educational structures in the AU member states with the view to updating the following aspects: program and curriculum, infrastructure, languages of educational system. B, preservation of cultural aspects by increasing the awareness on the democratic process in Africa, introducing additional measures such as informing about indigenous traditions. C, ensuring the preservation of flora and fauna on the territory of the AU. And I will come to 3. We further recommend to the Assembly of the African Union and the Pan-African Parliament to take action for more intercontinental economic integration through the free movement of persons while upholding the status of involuntarily displaced persons by A, forming and integrating cross-regional institutions such as, but not limited to, the creation of a mobility STC consisting of members of Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Ministry of Trade. B, creating a centralized committee for economic opportunities of displaced person of African Union, which we call CCEODPA, that establishes a framework for upholding the status of involuntarily displaced persons and initiates a several-step guideline for integration of temporarily and permanent displaced persons, consisting of, but not limited to, differentiative registration of temporary and permanently displaced persons, intercultural courses of integration into the regions, disciplinary courses of legal frameworks, assessment of skills of labor in accordance with previously gained certificates. All of these has various sub-points, and I welcome everyone to read it in more detail. Yeah, but I don't want to take your time any longer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want us to give a round of applause as I welcome members of the committee down to receive their certificates. Thank you for your hard work. Please come and let's give you your certificates. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to request Mr. Kabuni to please come here to read the resolution for our online committee, that is STC on Education, Science and Technology.
Good afternoon, everyone. These are the resolutions of our STC on Education, Science and Technology, which address the topic Innovations from Africa, Circulating African Sourced Knowledge Around the Globe. This committee took place online, and as the chairpersons are facing internet problems, I will just present a summary of their resolutions. But before presenting the resolutions, I would like to thank the chairpersons, Arushi Sharma and Ni Aina Fanometsantua, for chairing this committee during the conference. And now the resolutions of the committee. Recalling the significance of innovation in education, science, and technology sector in continental level since the world has become globalized. Acknowledging inadequate and irregular funding contribute to worn out technological infrastructure, which is reducing the rapid generation of quality and high quantity production of results in Senegal and Africa. Considering research can polish our culture systems, regulatory environment and practice, and connect people to viable standards in healthcare, money flow, and natural resources exploration, reaffirming research has environmental and socio-economic impact, seeking cooperation measures among the member states involving innovation of education, science, and technology sector, calls for government to invest more in building and equipping research institutes for various sectors with upgraded technology equipment at artwork and life science. Directs attentions to increase funds for varied scientific research institutions, technology industries, startups, e-commerce businesses, and digital education for manpower development and development cooperation. Considers many African nations have few or no laboratories to conduct research, and some of these laboratories are not competent and suffer from solitary conducting of research within their capacity. Emphasizes that worldwide technological advocacy and support for Africans can make them acquainted with the usefulness of technology in small and middle-sized enterprises to harness their full potential. Calls upon member states to make internet more affordable and accessible for more internet users, to boost e-commerce with local internet providers such as MTN and Glo, and reducing cost implications from offline circumstances. Further reminds member states to the differential socio-economic responsibility accorded to each member state within the United Nations to provide a framework of financial cooperation, especially between developing states and their more developed neighbors. So these were the resolutions of our online SDC on education, migration, education, science, and technology. And before closing my words, I would like to thank our online chairs who joined the committees. I would like to call for a standing ovation for Judith Murungi, who joined the Economic, Social, and Cultural Council online. And also a big ovation for Edlanit Tilahun for joining the STC on migration, refugees, and internally displaced persons. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kibuni. Now I would request BAYMAU President Luina Ricardo to please say some words.
Can you hear me?
distinguished delegates, distinguished participants, the Honorable His Excellency Ambassador Salah Ahmad, the Honorable Dr. Hamza Diman, distinguished MAU team, my compliments. Here, we officially end one more BAYMAU conference. This year, we celebrate one more conference and one more step towards MAU's history. Our history is being made. Years ago, motivated students, such as one of the founding members, Dr. Hamza Diman, planted and cultivated a seed aiming to engage students to speak about Africa in academia. We proudly observed one of the projects connected to our association, the Africa School, being recognized nationally, and its coordinator, Dr. Hamza, receiving the Order of Merit of the Federal Republic of Germany. Recognitions such as those bring immense power and hope to us who look at the legacy constructed by the association and its members as collective victories. They show us that the programs, discussions, events planned and promoted by us, students, have immense value in broader scales. Ubuntu, the ancient African philosophy of I am because we are, gives light to the overall sentiment we have today. We hope that the discussion surrounding the African diaspora that you engaged in your committee sessions, interacted during the panel discussions, workshops, and free time, offered you valuable and long-lasting insights on the topic. We invite you to think about your role as youth, to continue fostering critical and forward-thinking thoughts towards contributing, towards building the Africa we want. The construction and realization of this conference bring me the word resilience. Resilience to work in a smaller team, resilience to adapt to a new format, resilience to deal with the unexpected along the way, and resilience to recognize that our vision would eventually result in an unforgettable experience for you, dear participants. We hope we have achieved this goal. For the MAU team, thank you. Thank you for your perseverance and your hard work. I personally appreciate all of your efforts, and I thank you immensely for the unforgettable months we spent together. His Excellency Salah Ahmad, my and our most sincere gratitude for your recurring support for MAU's work. I wish all of you a journey of reinforced hope and desire to make positive transformations in Africa and in the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President Lorena Ricardo. So before I say a formal goodbye, I would like to invite the MAU members and volunteers to please come over here so we can acknowledge your efforts and dedication for making the event wonderful. Please. We can have little token for everyone. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you once again. We are looking forward to maintain and strengthen our unity, our love and commitment with Mao in future too. Thank you once again. Goodbye.